Nestled in the northwestern corner of the U.S. state of New Mexico lies a city that many travelers overlook, but few forget once they experience it. Farmington is a fascinating blend of desert beauty, Native American heritage, outdoor adventure, and small city charm. Surrounded by rugged landscapes, ancient ruins, winding rivers, and massive open skies, Farmington stands as one of the most unique cities in the American Southwest. While it may not be as famous as Albuquerque or Santa Fe, Farmington has quietly built a reputation as a cultural and economic hub of the Four Corners region, where the states of New Mexico, Arizona, Colorado, and Utah meet. For many people, Farmington represents the true spirit of the American West, resilient, historic, diverse, and deeply connected to the land. The story of Farmington begins long before modern settlers arrived. Thousands of years ago, this region was home to the ancient ancestral Pueblo people, often called the Anasazi, who built impressive cliff dwellings and stone villages throughout the surrounding desert. Archaeological sites near the city still preserve traces of their civilization, giving visitors a glimpse into a culture that flourished centuries before European exploration. Later, the Navajo, Ute, and Apache peoples inhabited the area, shaping the region's identity and traditions. Even today, Native American influence remains deeply woven into Farmington's culture, art, and daily life. According to the city's official history, permanent settlement in the area that would become Farmington began in the mid-1870s, when pioneers from Colorado established a farming community near the confluence of three rivers, the San Juan, Animas, and La Plata rivers. Farmington was officially settled in 1876, during a period when lands in the region were opening to homesteaders. The fertile river valleys made the area ideal for agriculture, especially compared to the surrounding desert terrain. Early settlers relied heavily on farming, livestock, and trade with nearby native communities. At first, the town was called Farmingtown, a simple and direct name reflecting the agricultural purpose of the settlement. Over time, residents shortened the name to Farmington, and the city officially adopted it as it grew into a permanent community. The name itself tells an important story. Unlike many American cities named after political figures or European locations, Farmington's name came directly from the hard-working farming lifestyle that shaped its foundation. Geographically, Farmington occupies a strategic location in San Juan County in northwestern New Mexico. It sits in the heart of the famous Four Corners region, one of the few places in the United States where four states intersect at a single point. This unique location has made Farmington a crossroads for travelers, traders, and cultures for generations. The city lies at the junction of the San Juan, Animas, and La Plata rivers, which provide a striking contrast to the surrounding desert landscape. High mesas, sandstone formations, and vast open plains surround the city, creating dramatic scenery that feels almost cinematic. Farmington is also positioned near several famous destinations, including Chaco Culture National Historical Park, Mesa Verde National Park, and the Biste de Nazin Wilderness, making it an ideal base for exploring the American Southwest. Today, Farmington has a population of around 46,000 residents, making it one of the larger cities in New Mexico, despite its relatively isolated location. U.S. Census data estimates the population at approximately 46,262 people in 2024. The city's demographics are particularly interesting because Farmington is one of the most culturally diverse communities in the region. The population includes white Americans, Hispanic residents, and a large Native American population, especially members of the Navajo Nation. Census figures show that more than a quarter of the city's population identifies as Native American, while Hispanic and multiracial communities also form significant portions of the population. This diversity gives Farmington a cultural atmosphere unlike many other American cities of similar size. Walking through Farmington, visitors quickly notice the influence of Southwestern and Native American culture. Local art galleries display traditional Navajo jewelry, woven rugs, pottery, and turquoise crafts. Murals and sculptures throughout the city celebrate indigenous heritage and the rugged history of the Southwest. Annual cultural events and powwows attract performers and artists from across the region, helping preserve traditions that have existed for centuries. One of the city's most beloved traditions is the Connie Mack World Series, a nationally recognized baseball tournament that brings young athletes and sports fans from around the United States to Farmington every summer. The event has become a major source of pride for the community and highlights the city's strong connection to sports and youth culture. Food in Farmington is another reflection of its cultural mix. Southwestern cuisine dominates the local dining scene, blending Native American, Mexican, and American flavors into something truly distinctive. Green chili is practically a way of life in New Mexico, and Farmington is no exception. Residents put green chili on burgers, burritos, enchiladas, eggs, and even pizza. Navajo tacos, made with fluffy fry bread topped with beans, meat, lettuce, cheese, and chile, are especially popular throughout the area. Traditional Mexican dishes such as tamales, enchiladas, and carne adobada are commonly served alongside American comfort foods. Barbecue restaurants, steakhouses, and diners also thrive in the city, reflecting Farmington's ranching roots and Western identity. Many visitors say the food alone is worth the trip because it captures the authentic flavor of the Southwest in a way large tourist cities often cannot. Economically, Farmington has long been tied to the energy industry. The discovery of coal, oil, and natural gas in the mid-20th century dramatically transformed the city. Britannica notes that Farmington experienced major growth during the 1950s as energy development expanded throughout the region. Oil fields, natural gas operations, coal mines, and power plants created thousands of jobs and turned Farmington into an economic center for northwestern New Mexico. Even today, energy remains one of the city's most important industries, though healthcare, education, retail, and tourism also play major roles in the local economy. Many residents work in healthcare facilities, schools, government offices, construction, transportation, and service industries. Farmington serves as a commercial hub for nearby rural communities and Native American reservations, meaning people from across the Four Corners region travel to the city for shopping, medical services, and business. According to census data, the city has a median household income of around $68,000, while the per capita income sits at nearly $34,000. Compared to larger American cities, Farmington's cost of living is relatively affordable, especially when it comes to housing. However, economic inequality remains an issue, and some residents face financial challenges related to fluctuating energy markets and rural isolation. Despite its economic importance, Farmington still maintains a relaxed, small city atmosphere. Locals often describe the city as a place where people know their neighbors, and life moves at a slower pace than in major metropolitan areas. Reddit discussions from people who have lived in Farmington frequently mention how easy it is to travel across town in just minutes, and how close residents are to nature and outdoor recreation. The city has become increasingly attractive to people seeking a quieter lifestyle, while still having access to modern conveniences. One of Farmington's greatest strengths is its outdoor environment. Adventure lovers can go hiking, mountain biking, fishing, boating, camping, and off-roading within a short drive from the city. The nearby San Juan River is internationally famous for fly fishing, attracting anglers from around the world. Meanwhile, desert explorers are drawn to the surreal landscapes of the Bisty Badlands, where strange rock formations create scenes that resemble another planet. In winter, residents can even drive into nearby Colorado for skiing and snowboarding. This combination of desert adventure and mountain access gives Farmington a unique appeal few cities can match. Farmington is also rich in historical landmarks. Nearby Aztec Ruins National Monument preserves ancient Pueblo structures that are over 900 years old, while Salmon Ruins offer additional insight into the region's prehistoric cultures. The city itself has invested heavily in preserving and revitalizing its downtown district, creating spaces for art walks, community events, live music, and local festivals. Residents often gather at the Farmington Museum and Visitor Center, which showcases exhibits about regional history, geology, and Native American culture. Interestingly, Farmington has gained attention over the years for several unusual stories and mysteries. One of the most famous incidents occurred in 1950, and became known as the Farmington UFO Armada. Hundreds of residents reportedly witnessed strange objects flying across the sky, creating headlines across the United States and fueling decades of UFO speculation. Whether people believe the sightings were extraterrestrial or not, the event remains one of the city's most talked about historical curiosities. Another fascinating aspect of Farmington is its role as a cultural meeting point. Because it sits near the Navajo Nation and close to several state borders, the city combines influences from Native American, Hispanic, Mormon pioneer, and Anglo-American traditions. This mixture creates a social atmosphere that feels very different from most American cities. Visitors often notice the blend of languages, artistic styles, religious traditions, and food cultures coexisting within the same community. Yet, like many places, Farmington has also faced challenges. Economic dependence on fossil fuels has created uncertainty as energy markets shift toward renewable alternatives. Some residents have also raised concerns about crime, addiction, and social inequality in certain neighborhoods. Discussions online reveal mixed opinions about the city, with some people praising its outdoor beauty and affordability, while others point to social issues and economic struggles. Still, many longtime residents remain deeply loyal to Farmington because of its strong community ties and extraordinary natural surroundings. Perhaps the most remarkable thing about Farmington is how it quietly defies expectations. At first glance, it may appear to be just another small desert city, but beneath the surface lies a place filled with ancient history, cultural richness, and dramatic landscapes. It is a city where Native American traditions remain alive, where rivers cut through desert canyons, where outdoor adventure begins just beyond the city limits, and where the spirit of the Old West still lingers in everyday life. For travelers seeking something authentic, Farmington offers an experience that feels raw and real. It may not have the glamour of America's largest cities, but it possesses something many modern places have lost: a deep connection to history, land, and identity. Whether someone comes for the archaeology, the fishing, the food, the festivals, or simply the breathtaking southwestern scenery, Farmington leaves a lasting impression. In many ways, Farmington represents the hidden side of America, the smaller cities that quietly keep regional traditions alive while adapting to the modern world. Its story is one of survival, transformation, and cultural blending across centuries. From ancient Pueblo civilizations to modern energy development, from Navajo traditions to baseball tournaments, Farmington continues to evolve while remaining deeply rooted in its past. And maybe that is what makes Farmington truly special. It is not trying to be the biggest, richest, or most famous city in America. Instead, it embraces its identity as a resilient southwestern community shaped by rivers, deserts, history, and people from many different backgrounds. In a fast-changing world, Farmington stands as a reminder that some places still hold on to their character, their stories, and their soul.